Good morning. Or I guess afternoon by the time this is uploaded. YouTube is a pain in the keister. Just putting it out there. Uploads are just so... I don't know. Uploads are so weird. It shouldn't... I just feel like it shouldn't take 3 hours for, something like this to upload. A 20-minute thing to upload. How do people function uploading all of these things? I mean, I know they do everything in a long block. Live to tape is never going to be immediate until everybody gets fiber optic. But anyway, so yesterday we did the Colombia El Puente, which I really enjoyed. We're going to do this again at some point, and we're going to do it in a pour over rather than doing it in the AeroPress, just for triesies. But yesterday I went to Crimson. Now Crimson is this wonderful coffee shop at Easton, not in Easton like the town's Easton Town Square. It's actually across from that Easton, was it Gateway? There's the Slurping Turtle. There's Forbidden Root. There's a weird speakeasy hamburger joint that's back there, and then there's Crimson. And it is a wonderful coffee shop. I love going in there. I've been going in there since it opened. Because every Monday and Friday I take the EV over to get charged up because they have level 1 chargers over there that get it done in about an hour, hour and a half. I still stop by. So Monday and Friday I still get my Crimson. So I just decided yesterday when I picked up my coffee and my scone, which... bacon scallion Parmesan scones, absolutely amazing. Can't wait to eat that. I'm going to eat it with this coffee. They have their own bagged coffee there. So it comes in this really nice box. I mean, the box is really neat. I love the presentation. And then, the bag is just a bag. But then it comes with this card that just fell into... So, yeah. So I'm not going to begin to try to... I mean, I get Guatemala. This, no idea. I do know light roast when I see it. This even goes into the farmer, the elevation, the variety. So this is the roots of the coffee. This is, traceable. I didn't realize, I saw the little boxes, and I think on Monday of last week, I saw somebody buy a box, and they're like, "Can you grind it for me?" And so they were nice enough to when they bought the box. And this was $16 for 12 ounces. And then the notes on this really appealed to me. Bittersweet chocolate and citrus peel, both of which sound absolutely fantastic. I mean, I love a good Terry's chocolate orange. I love the Bones Coffee chocolate orange that they have. This should be interesting. This is a light roast, so that will be fascinating as well. I'm going to have to break open my... coffee saver. I have a coffee saver canister that's up there, and make sure that it's cleaned out, and we'll fiddle with that. So I'm going to do the 30 grams of coffee to 400 grams of water. I believe that was the ratio. 35 grams of coffee to 400 grams of water. I believe that sounds right. I don't know what I'm coming over here for. I just decided to come over here. Scissors. That's what I came over here for. Instinctually, I knew where the scissors were, but I didn't know why I was coming over here. This is fun. I've not been able to smell this yet. I'm pretty excited about it. Ooh, look at the beans. Light roasts smell nice. I do get a little bit of a citrusy smell. That's kind of nice. All right. I realized what I was doing with this. I was overthinking it. I'm like, I have to hold the button down and make sure that the press goes through rather than just tapping it and believing that it'll happen. I wasn't believing in the scale, and that was my fault. All right, so let's do 30 grams. 22. Don't touch the scale with the bag. We're going to get it on the money. We're going to try to get it on the money. 32. All right, well, you know what? I'll take 32. All right. This is fun and exciting. Yeah, it smells very nice. I've yet to run into a coffee that doesn't smell very good. If you look deeper on the channel, I was doing coffee reviews before, and it was basically the Bones Coffee line as I saw it. And they did a Bavarian pretzel flavored one that tasted very much like Bavarian pretzels. I even tried it with a spoonful of mustard after I took a sip. It's fascinating. You get a little bit of a saltiness. You get a little bit of the bakery kind of bread taste. It's a very interesting coffee. But yeah, so I've yet to find a coffee that I'm like, I will not drink that. It smells terrible. I am not interested. So let's grind this up. So the term for that, where the beans kind of pop out and then fall back in and then pop out and fall back in, that is called popcorning, which I think is kind of cool in the coffee world. So yeah, like I had said, discovered and told you before, the little stuff on the sides here, that's chaff. All of the coffee itself goes down to that's kind of earthy smelling. The coffee goes down, but the chaff that's kind of on the outside of the bean deposits and is hooked by static electricity and goes onto the side of the coffee or the collector here. So hurts nothing. It's just strange that some coffees do that and some coffees do not. Okay, cool. That's very exciting. Yeah, it smells really nice. But it still doesn't feel like a lot of coffee, does it? All right, so we're going to put this on here. We're going to zero it out. Cool. 30 grams of coffee, 400 grams of water, and then it'll be about a 4-minute pour over for this. And we'll see how that goes. We'll do 60 grams in to start with to wet the bed. I know your parents said stop wetting the bed, and now here we're back at it at 46. So we'll wet the bed. Let it steep for a little bit, and then we'll add the rest of our coffee in like a minute and a half increment. So where are we at over here? This I put in filtered water and it was cold, so it'll take a little bit longer. But yeah, no, this is exciting. It's like a whole new avenue has opened up to me because I bought this. I decided, I turned around, went back to the coffee shop and bought this. There's a whole new avenue of coffee that I'm very excited to see if there's a huge difference or not. If I can feel and taste the difference. But yeah, if you ever find yourself at Easton, everything's kind of in walking distance. I will say it's a couple of not city blocks, but Easton-sized outdoor mall blocks from the Easton Town Center. The Easton Station, if they're still calling it that. I think they got rid of a lot of the train themes. It used to be a train-themed larger mall area, where the AMC theater is. There's a ton of shops in there, and that was more like a mall, but a smaller mall setting. It's mostly outdoor stuff. But yeah, they used to call that Easton Town Station, I think. And then they kind of got rid of all the train themes that are in there, and I think it's just Easton Center or something like that. But yeah, it's a couple of Easton Square blocks away. It's not too far. I walk it every time I go on Monday and Friday. I like walk quite a bit. But there is also a parking garage right next to it, almost attached to the Macy's. So if you see the Macy's, it's on one of the sides of the Macy's with a parking garage. But yeah, Crimson's great. They come out with at least 3 new flavors like every season. They had a peppermint for Christmas. The winter, they've got this nice cardamom latte that's really good. I enjoy that. They have also got this really nice black tea that they put like a dried orange slice in and jazz it up. It's really good. Their tea's really good too. They just got into one of the guys that I talk to a lot when I go in there, he said that they were doing, they just got like cocoa nibs in, so they're back in the back with their chemistry station fiddling with that. So that'll be fun. They have it on tap. They have a cocoa nib drink on tap. It's a colder brew. It's a cold brew, so they just pour it out of the tap like a beer. And got a sample of that. That was really nice. It actually tastes really good cold. You add a little bit of cream to it, and it would be fantastic. But as it stands, you know, it was pretty solid. It's a really nice atmosphere in there. I like going in there, even if it's just to order a coffee and sit down and not talk to anybody. You know, it's just a really nice place to be. So. Yeah, and everybody's friendly. Nobody's in a hurry. I'm sure that they get some terrible customers in there, just like everybody does at Easton. But every time I've gone in there, everything seems to be going smoothly. Even the new people are doing such a great job. They get acclimated really quickly, and you know, it's just everybody's there to help because they know that without good presentation, which includes the people at the cash register, stuff doesn't work right. So, you know, something happens, you know, and people stop coming, and that's never good. So, okay, sounds like we're almost there. Yep, we're there. Excellent. Very good. All right, let's start this. And we'll go for about 4 minutes here. Let's get everything wet here. We will let it degas. And you see the little bubbles popping up. That's the coffee degassing itself. And air coming up out after, you know, after it goes down, the air's got to go somewhere. Let that go for about 30 seconds. Go another 5 seconds here for that. All right, and then we will commence to pouring. Let's pour for about, let's see, we'll go about 200 here. Nice and even, 200. All right, and 208. Could have probably taken this a little finer, but we'll see where it goes at the very beginning. Looks nice. How does it smell? It smells pretty good. Smells like coffee. All right, we won't let it go. We won't let it go completely dry here. Let's go for another 100 here. A little over there. That's okay. Let that go until it drains itself out. And then we'll do the last. We'll do the last. We'll do another 150 because this doesn't. So we're going to do the last little bit here. Do 450. See where that takes us. Oop, a little too much. All right. Don't really need the scale anymore except for the timer. Put it down here. A little bit of a swirl. Swirl is important to resettle the bed and make sure that we get any coffee bits that it may have accumulated over the top here. And then just settles the bed basically. And you know, anything that may not have gotten water attached to it in the initial go over, we will be. You see, there's still a little bit along the edge there. That's okay. We're extracting. We're going to go to the actual 4 minutes here. I'll be very happy about that. We can watch the bed go dry together. Hilarious. Hilarity ensues. Yeah, I could have gone a little finer. Those grounds look a little chunky. Maybe next time we'll go a little finer. With a light roast, I mean, he kept saying things are fairly different with a light roast, that you can go finer with a light roast. I'm not exactly sure the reasons. I'm gonna have to watch his videos a couple of times in order to get everything done. All right, so yeah, I'd say that's about 4 minutes. I'm looking at 4 minutes here. I burned my finger last night. You can't really tell though, which is good. Burned my finger on boiling water as I was pouring it out of the kettle, which was my fault completely. Wonderful. This is exciting. What's nicer about this too is that you want the coffee to cool a little bit. You don't I think I've said it a couple of times. You don't want it to you don't want to drink it hot because the flavor profile changes when it's super hot. So we can just let that go for a little bit here. It's fairly dark for what it is. A light roast. It smells like pretzels. Oh, wait. There's a little citrusy kick to it. Give me 1 cup for me. Give me 1 cup for me. And a little at the bottom. It's like the milkshake. Like when we go to a milkshake place, and it's a good milkshake place. They give you a full cup, and then they give you the half that's left over in the mixer. It's always a good milkshake place that does that. Yeah, look at that. Looks like coffee. Who knows? Oh, it smells really nice. Not too hot. Oh, that's perfect temperature. Let's see. I've never really had a light roast before. I've never had a light roast in this fashion where I've ground it and did a pour over of it. I've never done that. It's always been medium roasts that I've always gotten, or a dark roast every once in a while, but I've never done a light one. And it's actually really nice. It's definitely a lot lighter than other coffees, of course, because it's light roast. Trying to think of all the words that are happening in my head right now. There is a little bit of a citrusy kind of taste, which is really nice. Bittersweet chocolate. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that after the citrus. Bittersweet. Okay. Yeah, there's bittersweet there. The citrus is really nice. None of it's overpowering. It's very light, very understated. The coffee flavor is excellent. It's not bitter. It's not harsh. It's not acidic, which, as I say that, I'm kind of unaware of what acidic would actually taste like unless I had it. Yesterday we were watching a video and discovered that there's a type of coffee drink where it's just espresso and lemon juice. And that, I don't know how I feel about that. That doesn't sound great. It actually sounds like the exact opposite of great. It was not for me. And I don't have any way of making an espresso, so I couldn't try that out even if I wanted to. I do have a whole bag full of limes behind me that I could lime something up with, but that seems very espresso, not very pour over filter coffee. Yeah. Oh, that's actually really nice. I really enjoy that. Yeah, it's a lighter roast. That lighter roast doesn't mean less caffeine. Lighter roast just means less harshness, maybe a little bit more citrusy tang because it's not been in the dryer because it's a tumbler dryer. Basically, I mean it's gas-powered tumbler dryer that dries the coffee. It just doesn't stay in that dryer nearly as long as a medium roast does. So lighter doesn't mean less caffeine. It just means less bitter. Medium roast means middle of the way, maybe just a little bit of bitterness depending on how you make it. And then dark roasts are just bitter. And in my humble opinion, darker roasts are more suited for mixing stuff into it or espresso. But some people just like dark coffee, dark roasted coffee with nothing in it, and that's just fine. Great, cool. But I mean, for me personally, I would use that as something in a mix, or espresso. But this is wonderful. I really like this. If you ever find yourself in Crimson country, they have quite a few. They've also got teas, and then they've got stuff that you can use to brew. I think they've got a pour over. I don't know if they have a V60. I didn't really look that hard, but I know they have a pour over. They've got storage devices for the coffee. This is great. I really like this. I'm glad that I picked this up, and would definitely recommend that if you find yourself at Easton, go to Crimson, get a cup of coffee. They've got regular coffees that are normally there, and then they've got like a couple of seasonals. Highly recommend, while it's still there, the cardamom latte. Also the black tea that's there as well. The black tea is delicious because it's got a nice little citrus peel on the top of it. They float, and then they've got some, they've got some syrups that they've got, and it's just a really fun experience. It's a very open shop, very full of light. So the one downtown where I got this El Puente, not full of light, very dark wood on the sides of the walls, very dark, very not well lit. They had big windows in the front, but because of the way all of those places are built downtown, they just stretch into the building. So there are no windows other than the front windows, the big front windows, display windows. There's nothing for light all the way back other than the lighting that they put up on the ceiling. And it's kind of a dark place. Whereas Crimson has the benefit of being its own thing. So they've got windows on 3 sides. And I think they've got a skylight too, which makes it really nice. Anyway, enough hyping Crimson because they don't pay me for it. No, that's fine. I don't care. I'm just happy that I got to try this out. This is great. And I am very, very happy. Oh, look, and here at the bottom, they do 2 nice things. Roasted on the 24th of February. And then they do put a best buy date on here, so you get the best of both worlds, basically. So they could sell this at a retail location, the August the 24th, which sounds about right for freshness of coffee. My second toy episode just hit about 10 o'clock this morning. I'll link that in Facebook as soon as I get a chance to, probably after I'm done filming this. I'll get this edited down. We'll get it up. Hopefully we can get it up here before 3 o'clock. And then tomorrow we'll continue with both coffee and cleaning up my toys. I mean, who doesn't want that? Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good morning, and we'll see you later.